Our marketing is super personalized when it's actually super broad. It's like, oh, they're speaking to me, but in actuality, it's like, oh man, internally we're like, yeah, get them all. When I went to Figs, is that we were in a place where we were being overly granular. And when you're overly granular, you can limit your scale. The more granular, the more costs can be. For medical scrubs, we're really in targeting hospital-centric areas, very specific geos, and CPMs were outrageous. Very specific conversion rates are great, but it's just like how much scale is there. I think the biggest secret for me in marketing is convincing a customer that our marketing is super personalized when it's actually super broad. It's like, oh, they're speaking to me, but in actuality, it's like, oh man, internally we're like, yeah, get them all. If you're collecting information on customers, like work with the ideas that line up with your KPIs, the softball KPIs, the conversion rates, the click-through rates, and then really dial in what your average order values are and LTVs are. Like, I think they're truthfully telling. But at the end of the day, my purchaser lookalike audiences are always my bread and butter. I can create these high LTV audiences, these AOV models, but the performance tends to fluctuate. But these purchaser audiences, Facebook's so dialed in these days that these things just, they roll once you get them rolling. I love collecting data, knowing the ins and outs of our customers, so that we can make educated observations, knowing who's a nurse, who's a doctor, who's a student, knowing what type of colors they can wear at their offices. There's so much idiosyncrasies with the medical profession, so knowing what they can wear at work, knowing who's a dentist, knowing who's a vet, and then really creating marketing that's really specifically curated for them. And it becomes a point where you can really build like great audiences to succeed.